what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Now, Gary brought up a subject when he did the tea and the clue today, and the subject was so heavy. We tried to move on to another subject, but we kept personally having a debate in the studio about this, and this seemed more interesting than the other topic, so we can do the other topic tomorrow about marriage. Now, Gary, what sparked this conversation?
Okay, what sparked it was comedian Jess. Now, they say that she went viral because she was defending real women, saying that trans women, honey, have mental issues. Now, they said she posted this here because, a trans woman, went on and talked about, they're saying things about real women, so to speak, or whatever. I'm trying to get to the point, where it started off at. But nevertheless, it's a big debate, honey, and people are upset about it. Some people are calling for Jess Hilarious cancellation. They're saying that, with her calling trans gender women delusional, they're saying that was a bold statement. And we got, I think, do we have what the trans woman said? Because we didn't play her part. Let's play what she said, and then we'll go to playing what Jess Hilarious said.
I mean, when the transphobia just comes out, the audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person. But as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it. Like, hello?
All right, now, can a trans man have a menstrual cycle? I'm just asking.
That's what I was about to say. Can a trans man breastfeed a baby?
I think a trans man can have a menstrual cycle if they don't, get specific surgeries. But I listening to that, I think where it gets sticky is that it starts to feel like a competition between cis women and trans women. And you have cisgender women saying, well, you haven't gone through what I've gone through in terms of periods or in terms of birthing a child, so you are not my equal. And when it gets to feel sticky, when it feels like, okay, well, are you my equal? And I think that's the problem. It feels like a competition, and it shouldn't be a competition. I mean, as the speaker said, being a cis woman is one thing, and being a trans woman is a completely different experience. And so I think those experiences need to be separated.
They're not equal. They're not equal.
They're not.
And why you say that, Maria?
Well, I mean, Gary has this comment that we saw on Jess Hilarious's section of that video, and I just thought it was a really profound point. Can you read that comment,
Now, here's
Gary?
what a person said, and it was kind of mean, but anyway, this person wrote, now she said, honey, if you put 10 trans women and 10 biological men on an island, and in 100 years you'll come back and find the bones of 20 men.
Wait a minute.
You see what he's saying there? So
I'm confused.
Listen,
I don't even know what a cis woman. What is a cis woman?
So going back to that comment, a trans woman doesn't biologically have the body, the parts to reproduce.
Right.
So if you put those trans women and those biological men on the same island, they can be couples, they can play house, but they cannot create a community. Conversely, you put biological men and biological women on an island, you come back and you have a community. Yes, it was probably harsh.
Yeah, it was.
But it's the truth. I mean, it just is what it is. Outside of hurting somebody's feelings, it is what it is.
Yeah, and here's Jess Hilarious comment.
Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane?
And what was the comment you were about to read earlier, Maria? We were talking during the break.
Well, yeah, we were talking about the difference definition-wise between female and woman, right? And so I looked online. The word woman can be used generally to mean any female human or specifically to mean an adult female human as contrasted with a girl. But they said the word originally meant young person of either sex. And it was only around the beginning of the 16th century that it came to mean specifically, female. And then when you think about female, that denotes sex that can bear offspring or produce eggs. But if you go even deeper to that, does that mean that a woman who can't have kids isn't, isn't a woman, a female who can't have children.
Being infertile,
It's so many layers.
But being infertile doesn't make a woman not a woman. That's just a condition that she might have.
But I'm just saying, by this definition, it says denotes the sex that can bear offspring or produce eggs.
But I think every woman can, but some women are become infertile through other causes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If they're infertile, they can't produce an offspring.
I still don't know what a cis woman is. What is
You
that?
going back to the cis woman.
A cis woman is a person whose gender identity aligns with the sex they were assigned at birth.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You learn something every day. So the question is, how far is too far when it comes to accepting, qualifying these definitions of what isn't a woman in regard to the whole transgender issue? Do we have calls, Dave? All right, let's go to the phones. Good morning.
My name is Aaliyah. I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina. And to a certain extent, but it's a fact is a fact. And she could have been a little bit more tactful in what she said.
You can be called what you want to be called, but everybody's forgetting one thing. They're saying God made a mistake and professed herself to be a woman. God didn't make no mistakes, so why would you say something like that?
Well, I mean, personally, I just think a woman is a woman. If you're born a woman, you're a woman. Transgenders, they were not born a woman, so they can't really relate.
I'm confused myself. I'm trying to identify as a white male when I get pulled over by the police.
I stand behind her 100%. Enough is enough. We've taken enough. We've complied, called people whatever they want to be called. But when you start attacking natural women and saying that we're gatekeeping womanhood, we didn't ask for this. We were born this way. We have to go through things that people don't imagine, and to just put on and say whatever you want to say because you feel that you're a certain way, that doesn't take away from us being natural women. And I'm tired of people trying to attack her.
Right. And that's thank y'all for your phone calls. If you couldn't get through, y'all hit us up at RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. I mean, somebody, a chick can call up and say, hey, she identified as a giraffe, but that don't mean she a giraffe unless you go to her house and she out there with some box braids on and her neck long and she eating out of a tree. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.